What is up, guys? This is the Mike and D Casual Wrestling Hot Take Bash, where each week me and Mike drop two of our biggest hot takes on the community. If you enjoy the channel, please make sure to support us with a casual wrestling membership on YouTube, starting at just $2.99 a month, or the Best Friends membership at $5.99 a month, which gets you a casual wrestling CM Punk style friendship bracelet. If you don't want to join on a monthly basis, you can support the show through YouTube Super Chats, which guarantee your voice is heard. And if you don't want to drop any bucks our way, you can at least like and share the content for us on social media. That helps us invite more people to these amazing wrestling hangouts we throw every week. I am currently watching the YouTube chat. There's nobody going to be on TikTok chat today, so feel free to chime in. Jump over to YouTube if you want to drop a comment, if you want to give us a hot take of your own, if you want to ask a question, you can do that right now through the YouTube chat. Shout out to our VIP tonight, Jamie Phillips, who is a tier 1 VIP on the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel and keeping the party alive. All right, got all that out of the way. It's that time again, Mike. Time to set the wrestling world on fire. Time to tickle the brains of the casual wrestling fans. Time to drop our hottest, sweatiest takes on the community again, starting with your first take for discussion.
I am going to start today by saying let's pump the brakes on a Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series. Let's pump the brakes.
Okay.
Because something happened last night that I feel like Triple H was kind of like, let me sprinkle this in here and let's see what we can do with it. And that was the insertion of Ivy Now with American Made.
Interesting.
Now I want to pay attention to that because I feel like there could be a scenario where we get the Wyatt Six versus American Made at Survivor Series in War Games. And the reason I say that is because a War Games match caters to the Wyatt Six faction more than it does to the Bloodline situation.
Okay.
Now, it's interesting because the way I looked at it was you bring Ivy Nile in because you need somebody for Nikki Cross to fight with. And now you have the Creed brothers and you have Chad Gable, which kind of offset Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, and Joe Gacy. Now, the question will be, is that what we would possibly get as a whole at Survivor Series? Or would we also insert Uncle Howdy, which then would question, does there another member that's going to join American Made as we go in time? Because Chad Gable even left the hint last night on his little promo package. Hey, I'm looking to, recruit, and I'm looking to make this thing, something serious. So I feel like everybody wants the Civil War at Survivor Series, but I feel like Triple H was like, hey, let's pump the brakes here. That might not be where we're going with this. So I think that's my first hot take for the night.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, Mike. I don't know.
Yeah.
So all of these things, everybody says, y'all tried to lead me in different directions. The one thing I will say is the whole pump the brakes on the Bloodline thing, the Bloodline's where the money is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
The poster sells the event itself. I don't know if American Made, and I'm a big American Made fan at this point. Love Chad Gable, love the Creeds, Ivy Nile's good. I just don't know if that sells the event in the same way that a Bloodline Civil War sells the event. And the way I look at it is we have a limited amount of dates in the run up to WrestleMania. We're turning the corner here, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking at like major premium live events. Roman's probably not going to Crown Jewel, right? So the reality is you've got Bad Blood, you've got War Games.
Yep.
Then you're going to have the Rumble. Yep. And that's really your big three that you've got to set up Roman Reigns, because ultimately the end goal is The Rock, right? That's where we're headed. And so I think you've got to start distributing pieces here pretty soon. I think that what we heard on Monday Night Raw last night with Adam Pearce on the phone, I think he's working a trade to get Jey Uso and Sammy back on SmackDown. Okay. He was saying those two get the deal done. I want it done by tonight. I feel like there's works for that. I just, in the limited time we have, there's story beats that have to be hit. We can't just go into January for Royal Rumble and go, all right, Rock's back. It's time for Rock and Roman. This thing has to be orchestrated correctly to hit those beats to me. I'm not against American Made versus the Wyatt Six. I just don't think on poster, on paper, that match sells the event in the way that the Bloodline Civil War begins to sell that event. Because the beats we have to hit probably are, we're going to get a Roman and Solo match at some point. Okay?
Yes.
And I don't know if that comes before or after the big group match, but I think at some point, I still stand behind the story I predicted a couple months ago. Still, what I believe is going to happen. The Rock is going to get involved at Survivor Series.
Okay.
I think he's going to be part of Team Roman. I think that it's going to be Roman, Rock, Jimmy, and Jay.
Okay.
Versus Solo, Tamatanga, Jacob, and whatever the other Tangaloa. Those four.
Okay.
And The Rock, it comes down to The Rock, Roman, and Solo as the last three. And Rock turns on Roman in that match. Solo gets the pin, and Solo hands the Uma Fala or whatever to The Rock. And that begins this, like, he was behind it the whole time, which then once again unevens the numbers and gives room for someone like Sammy to come back and become a part of that. I think The Rock comes back in a semi babyface situation with Roman, and then returns back to his heel persona. But to me, Mike, I like where you're going. I think for Chad Gable, that's a great story. I just help me make sense of the story beats up till WrestleMania if we're not doing the War Games match.
Well, I think you have to kind of you gotta look back to the Raw after Mania, and The Rock basically saying, "I'm coming for Cody." I think that's where we have to kind of circle this thing with The Rock, and I think for me, I'm trying like you, I'm trying to break it down in terms of like timing and when things are going to happen. What I guess for me makes more sense is that The Rock doesn't return to the Royal Rumble, right? And that's where he inserts his name, because that's how he's going to get Cody, right? And I think at that point, you can get like a Roman interference maybe. Something's going to happen between now and January that's going to kind of heat this thing up between Roman and The Rock. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know that I see Rock at Survivor Series. I don't know about that quite yet.
Where is Survivor Series though?
It's in Canada.
Yeah, that.
I could see the situation where you get a Team Roman versus a Team Solo without The Rock. I could see that, because when you really think about it, Bash in Berlin, that's not going to have any bloodline involvement. I think Bad Blood is where you're going to kind of think of, okay, this is probably going to be the first match of some sort between a Roman side and a Solo side, and that's October.
Yeah.
And then the next month is November, which you get Survivor Series. December, I don't know what's going on. And then you're back in WrestleMania season already in January. So I guess that's kind of where I'm like, all right, this insertion of Ivy Nile is interesting, because Chad Gable's still locked in on the Wyatt Six, and the insertion of Ivy Nile makes sense because Nikki Cross needs somebody to go against. And I guess that's kind of where my take.
That's very forward thinking. I could see what you're doing, because to me it was literally just to get her to turn on Maxine, and because she hadn't quite made the turn for the Creeds, the Creeds turned, Chad turned, but we never saw Ivy. I felt like that story was just set up to kind of like complete the run and go, oh, she turned as well.
Sure.
And to turning her on Maxine gets her credible heat. Yeah, that's interesting, because when I think, still in my head, I go Bad Blood, we do Solo versus Roman. And we have it end with this new bloodline beating Roman Reigns up. That leads to the return of Jay and Jimmy, and to me that sets up perfectly for Survivor Series. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to hope there. I'm definitely. I think that's a hot take. You saying that instead of a bloodline, we go American Made, and I'm big American Made. Let me roll into my first hot take then, because it plays off of what you what you say, and this was actually the one I have second, but I'm going to roll it first now to run into what you did here. I think, Mike, the fact that we did not see the Wyatt Six on TV on Monday in person, we got another video package, but we didn't see them in person. The fact that we did not see them live on Monday Night Raw this week is an admission by Triple H that the debut, from a visual standpoint, fell flat. I get that the crowd popped. I get the crowd popped. I get that there was excitement for it, but I think Triple H looked back at that spot and said, it didn't look right. It visually didn't. It didn't. I get, like, we were going to be. This is the problem with, like, TikTok, right? Everybody was pissed off at me because I said it fell flat. I don't mean the moment fell flat. The crowd was into it. I was excited to see it. Visually, it didn't hit what it needed to hit. They looked to me like they just left Spirit Halloween, smeared a little bit of makeup on. The only one who's believable was Dexter Lumis. And I think Triple H went back and looked and probably told the other guys, we're going to have to figure out how to make you look like Dexter Lumis, because he looks different. You guys just look like your old selves.
Okay.
And so I think that them not being on Monday Night Raw this week was an admission by Triple H. Hey, go back to the drawing board and figure out how to make this look better, because it's working. The group's working. The behind the scenes shit's working. When the lights are off, it's working. But when the lights turn on, you guys aren't that scary.
So I could see where you're coming from with that. I think ultimately why they didn't show up was because Chad Gable was away for the Olympics, and I think the reason I say that is because you think back to the tag match, the Wyatts won that. Yeah. So how do we keep this going? It would have to be Chad Gable doing something to the Wyatts to initiate this thing to continue going, because you're not going to see the Wyatt. I mean, you would assume that the Wyatts, okay, we beat them, we put them to bed. Well, Chad Gable wants his revenge. Well, he's away for the Olympics right now, so we can't really write that into the story right now. And I think that's why they didn't show up. I think you've seen the video package, and that's where they kind of left it. I think next week you're going to see something where Chad Gable either goes to Adam Pearce and's like, hey, I want a rematch. I want Uncle Howdy one-on-one. Or maybe there's some kind of scenario where they find the Wyatt Six lurking somewhere and they attack them, and then we get another situation where we get a match opportunity.
See, this borderline's on silly to me. Then if the Wyatt Six's whole issue is Chad Gable, and that's it, they're just hell bent on Chad. Like, to me, the perfect opportunity is if Chad Gable's in France. Now we go after the Creeds. Now we get involved in this situation. Now we cause havoc. In some way, I would have liked just during the Creed match to get a light situation, right? Sure. Or like the lights shutting off and Nikki Cross standing up, in the stands or something. I would have liked some form of we're still involved here, because to me it's a little bit silly if the Wyatt Six, this group who showed up on Monday Night Raw, beat up half of the people in the back, left Chad Gable bloody, if their only intention is to bully Chad Gable, because that's what it becomes at that point. If they're just continuously picking on Chad Gable, I don't understand how that's not viewed as silly.
So I wanna hit that Ivy Nile situation again, because now she turned her back on Maxine, and what's kind of been the revolving story with the Wyatts. We're coming after those who betray their friends and their family, right?
But then wouldn't that have been a perfect opportunity last night to have Nikki Cross following Ivy Nile through the back?
And no, 100%. Look, and that's where this kind of gets a little sloppy. So it's hard to really script out right now. You kind of wish that Chad Gable didn't have to miss a week, because that's kind of really a dagger to the story a little bit. But yeah, I don't know the direction, but you can kind of see, like, there are still pieces there that I guess you could maybe pick up and try and make something out of, but I guess we'll find out.
No, I agree with that. I'm 100% on your side. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit just to further my point is I believe you're right on everything, but I think the reason they weren't on TV this week was because Triple H literally told them, go figure this shit out. You need to look better in the ring. Like, everything you said, I agree. He just said, like, take the week off, figure this shit out, because I can't have you in there looking like you came out of Spirit Halloween. Like, you just got off your shift at a haunted house.
I'm with you on that.
That's
for
the
sure.
way I'm feeling. I'm with you on everything else. I think you're right as far as story beats go, but there, to me, just was the element. I think you're 100% right on Ivy Nile, and it seems like the prime opportunity just to have the weird Nikki Cross just standing in the corner watching her.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
I'm with you. All right, so what's your second take for discussion?
So my second take, I kind of brought this up in the chat last night. I have a hot take on the Brock Lesnar versus Gunther potential match situation.
Okay.
I think Gunther has absolutely killed that match. Absolutely killed that match. And the reason I say that is because we call him the snooze general.
Okay.
There's nothing to him. And Brock Lesnar has absolutely nothing to him as well. Outside of when he has Paul Heyman next to him as a mouthpiece, I'm trying to really piece together this storyline going into like a WrestleMania, and I just don't see this being exciting at all. Outside of the actual match itself, potentially, the buildup would be I think it would be just an absolute sleeper of a buildup. Like Brock Lesnar has absolutely no personality. Gunther has no personality. And getting those two in the ring to do promos to try and build a match, I think that would just be an absolute car wreck. I a month ago, 2 months ago, I think this match was very appealing. When Gunther held the IC title, very appealing.
Gotcha.
Now is the world champion, and he kind of fumbled the promo. In my opinion, last night he fumbled. I don't see a situation where you can put these two together and it doesn't become a snooze fest outside of the physicality of a match. And I guess that's my hot take. I don't know now that we can pull the trigger on a Brock Lesnar versus Gunther match.
Is there a world? Because I agree with you. What you just said is exactly right. I think that Brock Lesnar doesn't have the ability. He's not the guy that his pitcher does. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's on the poster, his pitcher sells. But you're right. Yeah. He usually does well with somebody who can sell, like a John Cena, who can do the spectacle. And is there a world, though, Mike, where is it still Elimination Chamber? Is that still what they're doing right before WrestleMania? Or are they inserting something? Okay, so let's just say it's Elimination. Is there a world where Gunther has a match at Elimination Chamber? That's what he's been building to. He wins that match, okay? Mm-hmm. And basically the idea is there's nobody for him. Mm-hmm. And the whole build of the story is just he's not going to have a WrestleMania match and Brock Lesnar shows up. Is there that possibility? I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't believe that that's a good way to book it. But if you're trying to get to Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, maybe the best way is just surprise the shit out of everybody. Oh shit, here's Brock.
Yeah, kind of similar to like how he showed up at like SummerSlam Yes. I think that's probably the only way that you can get this to work.
But don't put them face to face in the ring.
Where it's just like a month build. It's real quick. It's, hey, this is the match. We're selling it. One of those things that just feels thrown together, but it's also kind of like, all right, this is going to be a bit of a spectacle. I think that's a scenario that works, but yeah, I don't see a situation where this could be a long build, and that's disappointing. That's disappointing. So
Jamie Phillips says, hot take: John Cena wins the Royal Rumble and chooses Gunther for the title at WrestleMania to break the record.
It's gonna if he's gonna fight anybody at WrestleMania, it's gonna be Cody.
Yeah, Cody. I think you're right on that. That's where I have him slotted in. Yeah. Let's see. Sean says, just catching up on Monday Night Raw. I'm 1,000% behind Big Bronson Reed. 80 tsunamis are awesome. I agree. I think they figured out what to do with Bronson Reed.
100%. I think he's building to something. I don't know what, but he's building. He's becoming very credible.
Agree. And this is the argument that I've been fighting the internet this last week over the Wyatt Six. They're like, well, what did you want the Wyatt Six to do? That.
Yes.
Ignore Adam Pearce, ignore all the rules, and just go smash some people. Just go break some skulls. Exactly what they did week one when they showed up. More of that.
100%.
That's what I want. I don't need supernatural. I'm not looking for spooky or scary. No. What I mean is when the masks come off, don't just follow the fucking rules.
No.
Just everybody get in the ring and beat the shit out of American Made, and then just kind of end the show with them standing there like, that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
And we had this tense moment for a while with the Wyatt Six where we were kind of like, are they going to wrestle? Are they just going to, what are they going to? Now all of a sudden they're just guys on the roster. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, and like I said, I think we both kind of agreed last week, where it's like just destroy, just destruction, just destruction.
Yes.
Build a story, make it interesting, and just destroy. It doesn't have to be wins and losses.
No,
doesn't
don't worry about titles. It would be refreshing to have a group who literally, I like the idea, because we haven't been told that they're really retributing like things, but I like the idea of them, like, every time someone does something wrong, here's the boogeyman showing up to right the wrongs of WWE.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim Crack says they should never wrestle in a ring. I agree. It should just all be destruction. Every time they leave, we should be like, what the fuck? The ring apron's torn off. The tables are broken. And
in that case, I think you have to have them float shows.
Yeah, agree.
All three brands. All three brands.
Why all of a sudden, now that they've like signed contracts, they're good boys?
Yeah.
I don't love that. But my last take might kind of fell in line with what you were saying, because you're talking about Brock Lesnar and Gunther. I'm gonna say let me go back to that's my first one. Over the next 3 weeks, WWE is going to regret putting Gunther in front of Randy Orton.
100%.
He erases everything that makes Gunther special.
100%.
Like, you could put Gunther in front of anybody else, and Gunther's bell to bell stands out. The one guy you can't put Gunther in front of is Randy Orton's better bell to bell. I don't care what people. Randy Orton, one of the best from bell to bell.
Yep.
And Randy Orton, size wise, dude, he makes Gunther look normal.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther typically has a presence, but yesterday when I saw them stand face to face, I'm like, oh shit, Randy's big.
Yeah.
I forget how big Randy is. So Randy standing face to face with Gunther makes him look normal. Like I said, better bell to bell. So Gunther's not going to out wrestle him. He could chop him, but Orton's going to talk circles around him. It's apparent. Like if they, like you said, these builds for Gunther are going to be painful until he figures out what the shtick is. And he has a theme that he can stick to. And even if it's very scripted and heavily written for him, they've got to figure out the tone that Gunther needs to speak in order, because you said it, he fumbled the ball last night. Like, we've been playing up to this joke about the snooze general, but like, you talk about giving what we're saying credibility, he felt so lost talking to Randy Orton. Almost like he had a list of bullet points, and Randy is a little bit fluid and kind of, Gunther's like, you didn't say what you were supposed to say. Now what do I do? It just really feels like, to me, the only way this works, and I don't think Randy's the kind of guy to do this, Randy Orton almost has to dumb himself down in order for Gunther to come off as kind of the alpha, because you need the heel to be the alpha. But I'm going, Randy's the fucking man, and Gunther kind of looks like a lost little puppy to me.
Yeah, it's just the promo. It's just like saying that Randy's he's come up short before, and he's not lived up to his promise. It's
on the doorstep of breaking the record. Where has he come up short?
Bro, he's won so many world titles. He's done everything in the business, and you're just now a one-time world champion.
Yes.
And you're talking like that was a disconnect for me. And then there was a part there, I think, after Randy got done talking, that Gunther just kind of stood there, and it was silent for like maybe 30 seconds.
Felt like he was trying to figure out what to say.
I was like, is he choking right now? Like, what's going on? It's just, I'm with you. And the more that this kind of breaks down over the next couple weeks, I'm starting to really wonder, like, man, should this have been a Bash of Berlin match? Because I mean, like, the story was there, like, right? Like, hey, you didn't really beat me back at King of the Ring. You could have pulled that Survivor Series. You could have pulled that Royal Rumble. Like, Bash, but like, it's not believable at a PLE like that. You put it on like a Royal Rumble or like a more significant PLE. All right, hold on. We might have something here, but yeah,
I think what I've been saying is Bash of Berlin fan service.
100%.
It is not meant to further any story. They don't really give a shit that it's just going to be Gunther beating Randy Orton. They've just got to get us to the destination. Triple H really, I don't even think, gives a shit about these next 2 weeks. In the build, it's just going to be Gunther's got to survive, and Triple H probably figures if Gunther beats Randy Orton, That's enough that then on Monday he can come out and say, I beat Randy Orton. But I think they'll get Randy away from him quickly.
I think if you were going to do fan service, Ilya versus Gunther in Germany, do that. I mean that's fan service to the people out in Germany. I mean, and I think it's fan service for most here in States too, because I feel like that's a match that's been thrown around quite a bit, even before Gunther was a champion. I just feel like you're wasting a Randy opportunity here. And
I do too. I do too.
Yeah,
I think with Ilya, it's the same thing as the argument that I make for the Bianca and Rhea Ripley. I think in Triple H's mind, he can get Ilya to a place where this match isn't just Bash at Berlin. This is WrestleMania.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think maybe he goes, give me 365 days. By next WrestleMania, I can do Gunther and Ilya Dragunov. Because, Ilya's, I like to make fun of him and like joke around. It's fun. But I see the potential there. But he hasn't, they didn't give him a hot start. He didn't come in.
No.
He was kind of fed to Braun Breaker a little bit. And so I think pushing that right now, you're going to get the smart wrestling crowd who gets it, right? They're going to refer back to, oh no, these guys have had a good match before. But a bunch of casual fans are going to be like, wait, why is this guy getting a title match? Or why is this guy? And like you said, for fan service, I agree though. That definitely, that is the match. I don't know, Mike. I think a big part of this is Triple H shot his load at SummerSlam. And then was just like, fuck, we got to keep making wrestling. And because if you look both of the main event matches with Cody and KO and Randy and Gunther, they're both kind of admissions that we didn't have anything ready to go after that. And I think they're admissions that like we added Bad Blood and that's where we want a bunch of the payoff.
Yeah, 100%. They're pushing that PLE hard. Yeah.
So I think that this is just, it's really it's almost just like a super show. Like how we used to get Super SmackDown. That's really what Bash at Berlin feels like to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Can I sneak one more?
Jump in.
So before we hopped on, I watched the Impulsive episode with Dom.
Okay.
Dom was on.
Okay, I didn't know this.
And I just want to give a MVP award to Dom's wife. He went on Impulsive and said his wife is 100% fine with everything that's going on. And I'm just like, yo, Dom, hey, because he's living one of those double lives that I think all of us kind of were like, all right, man, that's pretty damn cool. But shout out to Dom's wife on that because I don't think most women would be okay with that.
Yeah, the money's probably speaking.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Dom is set up to get a huge payday.
Oh my God.
I like to make fun of him and talk shit, but he has embraced the character. Because I was always afraid that Dom thought he was something he wasn't.
Yeah.
That he thought he needed to be Rey Mysterio. Instead, he's embraced this, like, the chicken tendies. I saw people complaining, like, there's so many things Dom could have said to sound like a man. I was like, no, that's exactly what you want Dominic Mysterio to say, is not to reference, like, Rhea Ripley flirting with Jey Uso or making threats. You want it to be about with him, like, you didn't give me fucking enough chicken tenders.
Yeah. The child play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Like, shout out to his wife for being cool with it because it's creating, like, he is creating a spot for himself in wrestling that is unlike anything we've seen in a long, long time. And that is the kind of like weasel heel that we get these dominant heels that are like Brock Lesnar. We haven't had a good, just sneaky kind of greasy heel like him. He's definitely good at what he does.
Yeah, 100%.
Alyssa said, I saw something I was going to read. JD from NY said Cody Rhodes is too predictable. Stale title reign. What is wrong with him? Do not loss anytime soon. Beat Roman Reigns. Hold title. What? Whoa, people strokes again, guys. We gotta slow down when we type. I don't usually go off of anything JD from NY says. I don't think Cody's too predictable. I think that here's the reality, right? WWE, they kind of are going to have a workhorse champion, and then they've got the face of the company. And the face of the company is they're not going to get this super interesting booking They're not going to lose all the time. They're building a brand behind Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is being set up to be the guy that's on the banner at Party City, right? On the napkins. He's on the cups. He's on the program book. That's who Cody's being set up to be. All-American boy, American Nightmare, Dusty Rhodes' son. So I think initially there is going to be just a holding. I think, like you said, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. We're just en route towards that, and that'll be a passing of the guard moment, and then Cody will get. I think Cody will get interesting when we get Cody and CM Punk, and it can get a little chippy and a little personal. Cody will get interesting when we can get Seth back in more of a comfortable position, and we can do that. Right now, the problem I don't think is Cody being predictable. I think it's SmackDown has no heels.
Yeah.
I said now, if I was WWE, I'd move Bronson over to SmackDown immediately. Because I think you could show that just like Adam Pearce is like, I don't want to deal with them. Nick Aldis could be like, sure, I'll deal with them. And he's immediate credibility on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
As far as bad guys go. Because he's still, I don't know what you do with Bronson on Raw.
True.
I guess IC title, but what, you're going to feed him to Braun Breaker?
Yeah, I don't know what the trajectory is for him. I mean, going back to Cody, Cody's the modern day Cena.
Yeah,
right.
That's all he is.
And Roman is the modern day Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair. Very fair.
He's not going to make the appearances. He's going to be more kept, in the back and personal, private. And
it's an
Cody's
event
the guy
every time Roman shows up.
Yeah. So that's kind of my view on it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think that was a great analogy for them. All right, let me open up. We got a tier maker to do here.
Okay.
This is going to be the pay-per-view names, the best pay-per-view names of all time. We're going to rank them.
Okay.
Looks like we've got not too many. It's a good amount. They said they need to bring up the Femi guy from NXT to face Braun in a year or two. I wouldn't rush the Femi. I think Femi is going to be a big deal. I think you let him cook.
I think Oba, he's a guy that when he debuts, he wins a world championship that night. I think so he's that kind of guy. Yeah, definitely. He's that one. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I've got S, A, B, C, D tiers, which really mean nothing. We're gonna try and rank these in some sort of order. We're gonna start with Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Oh man, as a PLE.
So let's see. Let's set the ground rules.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Are
we going just off name?
Okay.
Or theme? Because I see where you were immediately going. Because I'm with you. I think that's naturally. I think let's encompass everything.
Everything. Okay.
So like theme and name.
So I mean, Money in the Bank. When you think of Money in the Bank, you immediately go to the two ladder matches, which I think that part is an exciting event yearly that we look forward to. So for that alone, I would put it second tier. A tier. I would put it.
That's where I put it too. I put it. That's what I was going to make the argument for. Was I don't think it's S, but it's a staple in the rotation. It's one we look forward to. No matter what's going on, you at least know we're going to get two people who have an ability to get title shots out of this.
100%.
So I'm with you
on that. Yep.
All right. Next is WrestleMania.
That's
right. Like this. This is the standard.
Right.
Of I mean. I don't. Yeah.
That's it. That's everything.
Not?
Yeah.
All right. Next we've got Payback.
That's what's the lowest tier you can go?
So you're going because we got some other things here.
Okay. So, but like Payback is like one of those, like, it's just like, oh yeah,
just a throwaway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we go D. We're going to put that in D because once we lock it in, all we can do is put something in front or behind it.
For me,
I'm with you. I'm taking you back on this.
Yeah, there's nothing to it for me. There's nothing there. Yeah.
All right, we got Starrcade.
Okay.
I don't know much about Starrcade.
So Starrcade, that was kind of like, how would I explain it? Starrcade would have been like the lower tier, like WrestleMania almost. Like it was like a knockoff WrestleMania back in the day. Like that was kind of like when you would talk about Starrcade, people would get excited about it.
Okay. Was this WCW?
It was. I think it was the WCW, but I think WWE had something.
This
with
has
it,
WWE's logo on it, so I don't know. Because does NXT do a Starrcade now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
but I think it was WCW. It might have been like a NW. It was like an earlier promotion, and then I think WWE also had a version of it as well.
Okay.
So I would probably put that at like the tier under WrestleMania, because it's a very well known show, and I know there's history because like I've heard like older people talk about it.
Do you want to go below Money in the Bank? Or is it above Money in the Bank? Jim Crack said it is WCW.
Okay. I'd probably put it below Money in the Bank.
Okay. But on the A tier.
On the A tier.
Okay. A tier below Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Ooh, Armageddon. There was some pretty good Armageddons back in the day.
I remember these names, but I have no recollection of like matches that happened at these events. That's what's funny to me.
Yeah. I would probably say that's like a mid tier show.
Okay. So we've got BC with nothing in it, and then we've got Payback is the lowest we have.
I'd probably go like C.
Okay.
I go C.
Okay.
Because when
safe spot.
Yeah. I think that's
Okay, Backlash.
Okay. So that's usually the show after WrestleMania. So you get the Fallout, you get a couple rematches there. Recently, it's been exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last couple years, it's been exciting. The last 2
years, it's been very good.
It's been exciting.
Jamie Phillips says Starrcade is actually older than WrestleMania. It was originally an NWA.
That's what I thought.
Jim Crockett promotion. WCW Jim Crockett promotion.
So it's got a legacy to it. It's got a legacy.
So it's good spot then. We're in a good spot.
Yeah. I probably put Backlash at a C.
Okay.
I'd probably go C.
Above Armageddon?
Above Armageddon.
Okay.
Above Armageddon.
Bash at Berlin. It's on the list. We haven't even seen it. I think it's D because I think the way it's shaping up to be.
Yeah.
Maybe better than Payback because at least it'll be Randy Orton. It's only going to have one thing to go off of.
I think you put it above what's there?
So on C we have Backlash and Armageddon. D we have Payback.
So it's going to be above Payback because you're going to get the rowdy fans. You're going to get some. I mean, you got good matches, not bad, predictable but good matches. So I'd go above Payback.
D until proven otherwise to me.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Battleground.
I don't remember this one.
I don't either.
I don't remember this one.
To me, this just feels like generic WWE. Yeah. I'm just going to put it behind Payback. If we don't remember it, it's no. Bragging rights.
Okay.
So this is where SmackDown and Raw originally, like, it was kind of like Survivor Series, right? But there wasn't the traditional match. It was just usually one person from each brand.
Yeah.
Jim Crack says A for bragging.
For bragging rights? Okay.
It must be pretty well remembered.
Huh.
I think I could go B on bragging rights.
Okay.
Below Starrcade. It puts it below Starrcade in a tier of its own right now. I think it's above Backlash because it's got enough of a theme to me.
Okay. I'd go above Backlash. I'm good with that.
You good with going B there?
I'm comfortable with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Yep.
Taboo Tuesday.
Oh man, this was
Tuesday, Mike.
To this day, I have been campaigning to bring this back.
For Taboo Tuesday.
Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sun, like it's the same. It's just, yeah, man. This is for me. Back in the day, like this is A level, man.
Okay.
This is A level.
Okay.
I mean, because like, imagine that today.
This is where we voted on things, right?
Yes, on with social media and everything, and like I get you have to script wrestling. I get it. So like you have to leave a little, but like let's be honest here, right? If you gave us 3 choices of a match, I think WWE could be smart enough to know where the fans are going to actually go.
Agree. You could sway it by like if it's 2 guys that you know we want to see fight. I agree.
So I mean, for me, that's an A, man.
Okay, so
I missed that.
Above Money in the Bank?
Above Money in the Bank.
All right, I'm with it.
Above Money in the Bank.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm above
Taboo
there.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Clash of Champions.
This was always an exciting one because you knew you were just getting like straight title matches.
Just title matches. Just I mean, kind of what SummerSlam was.
Yeah, that was exciting. So I would go like right under Money in the Bank. I'd go right under Money in the Bank.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah,
that's where I was looking. Was A level. Crown Jewel.
Oh man, this is a D to me, man. I don't look. I mean, listen, we watch it.
Top of D.
Yeah,
I think it's top because it's at least enough of a fan spectacle that we usually get like Goldberg or some wild shit.
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan or somebody shows up. But I'm with you. It's throwaway. It's always been throwaway.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Judgment Day.
Ooh, this was a good one. This was a good one back in the day.
What's up, Dead Chef?
But again, like the ones where like there's not much like, you know, the champions one, like that's all title, but Money in the Bank's got something to it. Like there's something to look for, like Battleground, like Judgment Day is just like there was good feuds that happened but I think that's probably like a C. It's got to be a C for me. It's got to be a C.
Above Backlash, below Backlash.
Below
Armageddon, above Armageddon.
Above.
Okay.
Yeah, above.
So Jamie Phillips just told us bragging rights was a dog turd.
What is that even?
Bragging rights was a dog turd. It was terrible.
Oh, a dog turd. I thought you said dog turn. I'm like,
no, dog turd.
Turd. Okay.
So we fucked up bragging rights, I think. I always thought bragging rights was okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got No Way Out.
No Way Out.
Some of these are just so generic, I remember. Just
the only No Way Out I remember is the one I actually went to.
Okay.
It was in Milwaukee. It was the one where the NWO came. They had the semi trucks as the stage. I don't know if you recall it. This was back when like they kind of like were starting to invade WWE. Like I remember this show. I mean, that's the only one I remember. So for that reason, I'd probably go C. It's gonna tear in right with that Judgment Day Armageddon.
Okay, I'll put it right in between the two.
Yeah.
A December to Dismember, which is ECW, I believe.
Oh man, we're gonna get shitted on for this one probably.
It's WCW or ECW.
Okay, I mean Dismember sounds like ECW.
It does, right? That feels very.
That feels like ECW. I mean I've never seen one. Maybe that's my fault, but I.
No, it looks like it might be WCW. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if we've never heard of it, it's got
to be a D, right?
And then they can just explain to us why.
Yeah.
Evolution.
Ooh.
It's interesting.
This was a groundbreaking one.
Yeah.
This was a groundbreaking.
And they haven't done it again, which tells you something.
Does it or doesn't? I mean, because like to me, we don't have the women's division that we have now without.
No, I agree.
Like
it's significant, but
yeah, I can see what you mean though.
But they haven't done it again, which means to me Jim Crack is saying it's because we don't have Stephanie pushing it.
That's
probably a very correct answer.
Yeah, I would probably have to put this at an A. I'd probably.
I'm not mad at that.
It'd be like the lowest.
Starcade or below Starcade?
It'd be below. It'd be below.
Okay.
But I think but based on like the significance of it.
I won't argue that. I won't argue that at all. All right, Fastlane.
Fastlane.
This is just another generic, like.
Yeah. I, this is right in that tier again with the Armageddon, and
I believe so too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it behind Armageddon. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Not even really. Great American Bash.
Okay. Themed.
It is themed. I went to the NXT Great American Bash. I had fun.
It was fun, but I don't know if it's like. Again, this is probably one of those that you throw in that same tier again.
I agree. There's just this generic tier. I don't even know it really matters. I'm just going to put it below Fastlane.
Sure.
Yeah, they're saying that's NXT now. I mean,
yeah.
Halloween Havoc, NXT. This is NXT Halloween Havoc.
Now, are we as a whole though?
What do you mean? Yeah. No. I believe Halloween Havoc as a whole.
Okay.
Just because it says NXT, it belongs to NXT.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah. As a whole.
It's a memorable pay-per-view, man. I mean, it's, I'm thinking back to this is like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. This has always been a solid.
That's what Dead Chef's saying. WCW Halloween Havocs were good.
Yeah. I would probably say that's probably like a B level.
It's above bragging rights on B.
That's above bragging rights.
That's what I was going to say, too. Halloween's always just a fun time.
Yeah.
You can sprinkle in costumes and shit.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting to a good one here. Hell in a Cell.
Oh man. I hated. That was like the one PLE, like the gimmick ones that I just freaking hated, man. Because, like, for me, like, it took the aura away from the Hell in a Cell.
I get you.
Yeah. I'd put it in that mid tier that we've kind of been sprinkling everything in.
Okay.
Now I will humble brag here. I was there for Purple Titty. I was in the house.
That's cool.
I was in the house for that one. And that was the last one that they did. So, but yeah, I'd probably put it in the middle tier.
So you're saying C? We're getting B from the chat.
B.
Yeah.
Now, are they thinking just because of the actual match, or are we talking about as a whole? Because as a whole, it was never.
But I think they're talking about the match because they're saying it's cool when it was its own thing. Like the match.
That's what I'm saying.
Premium live event or pay per view.
That's why I'm like.
So now they're saying C. They're saying C.
Okay. I'm good with that. I probably like the top of the C.
I think I put it right behind Backlash.
I'm good with that.
Above all these other kind of gimmicky things.
Yeah.
But
I'm good with that.
Backlash has kind of solidified itself with its last couple years. King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh man.
So I'll throw out. I'm low A or high B on this.
I'm right there with you because I'm thinking like old school.
When they used to do it all in one night.
That was the best. That was the best, man.
That was awesome. So
I'd go low A.
Low A.
I'd go low A.
Maybe right behind Money in the Bank.
I'd put it above Money in the Bank.
Okay, right behind Taboo Tuesday. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yep, I'm good with that.
I'm good. I like that. Okay. Roadblock. I have no clue what a roadblock is.
That's D. I don't even care about that.
Yeah, I
don't even care about that.
Elimination Chamber.
Ooh. This is another one like the Hell in a Cell. This is another one because Elimination Chamber used to be. When did they do that? Was it Armageddon, or was it No Way Out?
I don't know enough about Elimination, but is this always fed into WrestleMania? Because I don't like where it sits on the schedule.
No.
To me, it always feels incredibly stupid to do like a cage match a month before WrestleMania.
When they first started doing Elimination Chamber matches, it was always for a title,
which is what I think it should be.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember the pay-per-view that they used to throw it on. Maybe it was Judgment Day.
Okay, it
was one of those three, and it was just the match. It wasn't a whole PLE. That's when it was like, that was when it was cool. Now it's just like
No Way Out. Jim Crack said they used to do it at
No Way Out. No Way Out. Okay, and that was always I believe, on the road to WrestleMania. I want to say,
okay,
but it didn't necessarily impact.
Gotcha.
The Mania
now
match.
it's kind of like a desperation shot.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania, and I always feel like by then we kind of know what the story's gonna be.
Yeah,
so you can pretty easily go, it's that guy. That guy's winning.
I would say because the implication, I'm gonna put it right underneath Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Because implication wise,
just because of what it kind of controls for WrestleMania.
Right.
Okay. We got Mae Young Classic.
I can't hate on it because it did propel. You know, you got your Rhea Ripleys, you got your Biancas out of those tournaments.
This is the tournament, right? The big women's tournament. So I could go above bragging rights on the B level.
I would put it there because we've gotten some big names that we have now.
I think it's more significant than like our C level is just our bullshit.
Yeah.
Our D level is our trash. It's more it's significant. I don't think it's A level.
No.
Because like you said, you're getting these gems out of it, but as a whole, I don't think it's they're saying hard D.
You got it. I think you just the significance of it, I think, is what we're judging it on.
Okay, I can't read this one. It's something X.
Something X. Something X.
It looks like Insurrection X.
Oh,
is that a thing?
This was a dumb. Put it straight to the
as
that
far
was
back as we could go.
Man, that was such a dumb pay-per-view.
Okay,
man.
I can't even see. Like even the graphic for it is fucking terrible.
Nah, we're not.
All right, let's run through some of these. In Your House.
In Your House, A. Because that was a staple back in the day. Yeah.
Someone said double D.
Double D that thing. Yep.
In Your House, A. We want to go where compared to Starrcade?
Above
Starrcade. Clash of Champions.
I think you have to put it right with the other champion pay-per-view.
So,
what was the other one?
We've got
Night of Champions. Night
of Champions is. Wait, we have Clash of Champions.
Okay.
Was that?
But we had another champion one though, didn't we?
So we have King and Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, Clash of Champions, Starrcade, and Evolution. I think I got Clash of Champions confused with Night of Champions. What is the difference?
They're the same thing. They're just different names.
Okay, because Night of Champions is coming up.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, you probably put it right next to the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Extreme Rules.
Right, I'd put that right under Elimination Chamber.
Cool, I'm with you. That's good.
Yeah.
ECW One Night Stand.
Ooh, that's an A.
Is an A?
That was an A. That was an A show. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'd put it. It's last in the A right now.
Okay.
But it's an A.
What is this? This is just a picture of John Cena. I'm zooming in. I don't know. I can't fucking see it. We're gonna skip it. Night of Champions.
Yeah, that would be right next to Clash.
Right with Clash, right? Because I mean, that's what I assumed it was. No Mercy.
That's right in that cluster.
Okay.
That's right in that cluster.
It in there. SummerSlam.
That's an A.
That's an A, right?
That's an A. That's got to be an A. It's a big four. Yep, that's an A.
There's part of me wants to put it top of A.
Top of A?
Yeah, because I mean,
I can't put it above Mania.
No. Mania's S.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant then.
So that's you want S? Okay, so second to Mania on S then.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I was going to slide it just on A, but I'm with you. It's S level.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got. I'm skipping some of these just bullshit ones now.
Yeah. Yep.
Royal Rumble.
That's S.
It's S, right?
Yep.
Above or below SummerSlam?
Above.
I agree.
Above.
I'm with you. Yeah, I don't know what global something.
Nah.
Massacre?
That's an ECW, I think.
Okay. I'm not even going to rank it. We're going to move on.
Yeah,
Survivor
move on.
Series.
That's an S.
Where on
That's
S?
an S. That's after SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam.
Yeah, we're ranking the ones that matter. Half of these.
Yeah.
Bad Blood.
Bad Blood, right in that cluster. Right in that cluster.
And the A cluster or the C cluster?
The mid tier, cluster.
Okay.
Yep.
Just dropping it in there. That whole shit. Not ranking the greatest Royal Rumble ever. TLC.
No. TLC.
I like TLC.
I do like TLC.
Interesting. Some of the chat saying Royal Rumble over WrestleMania.
There could be a conversation had.
I agree. I'm not doing it because I think this last WrestleMania kind of solidified it for me. But
yeah,
there is a conversation to be had about
there's a conversation.
Just the fun of watching wrestling.
Yep. There's a conversation. TLC above Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for that. Cyber Sunday.
That's an A for me.
That's an A. That's going right with Taboo, huh?
That's right there, Taboo. Yep, that's right there.
Then the things that are left are Over the Edge.
I went to an Over the Edge. Yeah.
Super Showdown, Stomping Grounds. Any of these?
Those are all going to be in that same mid-level.
They're just like clusterfuck ones, right?
Yeah.
I think Clash at the Castle is the last decently. But even that's a one-off event.
Yeah, that would be right in that middle.
Yeah, how do you rank a one-off?
Yeah.
Below Hell in a Cell, probably. All right, I think that's our list.
I'm good with that.
These are the ones that matter. I'm not going to sit and dick with.
No, that's no point.
Greatest Royal Rumble ever. Well, I mean, the ones that matters really are S, A, and B. We've got WrestleMania is our top PLE. We got Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Those are our top four.
I'm good with that.
I'm with it too. Then coming into A bracket, we got Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sunday, King and Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank. I like this order here. TLC, Elimination Chamber, Night of Champions / Clash of Champions, Extreme Rules, In Your House, Starrcade, Evolution, and ECW One Night Stand.
That's good.
A solid A list.
That's solid. Solid.
Then B, we had Halloween Havoc, the Mae Young Classic, and I think bragging rights. I might have been. I feel like maybe I'm mistaking bragging rights with Night of Champions.
Maybe.
In my head, that might be what it would have been.
I'm
they're
good with
saying
that.
Hell in a Cell should get a bump, is what they're saying.
Where we have Hell in a Cell?
So it's in C. We have Backlash, Hell in a Cell, Clash at the Castle, Judgment Day, Bad Blood, No Mercy, No Way Out, Armageddon, Fastlane. Does Hell in a Cell deserve to go up to that B level?
If we do, it's under Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. Well, that would be A level. It's two. It's 2 levels below Elimination Chamber.
It's 2 below.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
it could go above Halloween Havoc. I think that's where we.
I'm good with that.
Where we set the bar a little strange.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Yeah, and then D's just shit.
It's just a bunch of
everything else can go in D. I'm just gonna drop it all in there so I can make.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, we did it, Mike.
I'm good with that. That was fun.
We fixed the PLEs here.
That was fun. I'm good with that. Let's do match types next week.
Okay, match types. I'll find one.
Yeah.
And if not, I'll make one. But
I'm good with that.
They're fun to find them because then they got just all kinds of crazy shit on them.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thank you for coming to the Mike and D Wrestling Hot Take Bash. As always, you're invited to the rest of the shows this week. The Nerdy D Kickback tomorrow, which will be one wrestling topic, one like random thing I found on the internet, and we're gonna AI generate new theme songs for wrestlers. So that should be pretty fun. We got the block party on Thursday. Anybody who wants to be a part of that show, just hit me up in Discord or on Instagram, and we can let you know how to get on that show. SmackDown on Friday and then Raw on Monday. And we hope to see you guys back here next week for another Mike and D. But for now, that's all we got. The party never stops in the Discord. Like, share, and comment on this video. I am Nerdy D. That's my guy, Milwaukee Mike. And we are out of here.